HowExpert! Top 10 fun and easy houseplants. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more HowExpert Top 10 videos in the future. Moving on, let's talk about the HowExpert Top 10 fun and easy houseplants. Number 10. Cyphophyllum wallacei, or peace lily. This adaptable plant's graceful white blooms make it a gorgeous addition without the headache. The peace lily is a common houseplant with large striking green leaves and vibrant white blooms. The tropical plant is a resilient, low-maintenance plant that can adapt to almost any space in your home and can grow to about 2 to 3 feet in height. This plant prefers bright, indirect light, but is tolerant of low light as well. It will want well-draining soil, and its soil to be kept moist between waterings. The peace lily is sensitive to minerals in tap water, so filtered or distilled water is recommended for watering. As with many tropical houseplants, the key is to simulate its native climate, which means ensuring that it does not get intense bright light and maintains high humidity from either misting regularly or placing near a humidifier. Number 9. Dracaena marginata, or dragon tree. The dragon tree is a hands-off houseplant that makes any corner of your home more exciting. This distinctive plant, known as the dragon tree, has pointed and stiff green leaves that may be thinly outlined with a dark red, or have an ivory stripe in each leaf center, depending on the variation. The Dracaena marginata is incredibly easy to grow indoors with a few requirements, making it an eye-catching addition to bring life and fun foliage to your home. The Madagascar native plant prefers bright, indirect light, but will tolerate low light or partial shade as well. The key here is to avoid a lot of direct sunlight, as intense direct light can burn its leaves. The plant will want well-draining potting soil, and be sure to water after the top 2 inches of soil completely dries out. Dracaena marginata is especially susceptible to overwatering during winter, when it's not growing as much and gets less light. In terms of fertilizer and feeding, it only needs feeding once every few months during the growing season. Dracaenas in general are low-growing plants, and this plant is no exception. Even so, this houseplant has potential to grow up to 2 meters, or around 6 feet, at maturity, making it a great floor houseplant. Number 8. Diefenbachia aminia, or dumb cane. Bring the feeling of the outdoors to your home. The dumb cane is a wonderful houseplant. The dumb cane, despite its negative-sounding name, is a marvelous and easy houseplant for plant enthusiasts of all levels. The plant comes in many different variations of Diefenbachia, where the leaves may look slightly different, but the care is essentially the same across them all. These plants are great because they appear bushier and fuller, and it truly feels like you're bringing some of the tropical forest inside to your home. The dumb cane plant will want bright, indirect light to thrive, while ensuring that the plant does not get direct sunlight as this burns its leaves. It is susceptible to overwatering, so it will love well-draining soil and a drainage hole to allow excess to get out when watering. It will want to dry out a bit without getting completely bone dry between waterings, so simply stick a finger in the soil every week or so to see if it's ready for a drink. This plant also prefers more humidity, but is adaptable to its position and will grow fine with regular household humidity. In terms of fertilizer, it may want fed over its growing season of spring and summer, but it will also adapt and grow fine without it. This is a hardy plant that brings some beautiful shades of green to your home. Number 7. Calathea lancifolia, or rattlesnake plant. The rattlesnake plant, when loved right, will love you back with its show-stopping foliage. This gorgeous plant is native to Brazil's tropics and is recognizable by its dark green pattern and its deep purple color underneath each leaf. Don't be fooled by its beauty though, as this houseplant will need moderate attention and can be a bit more finicky than other houseplants if you aren't mindful of its needs. Once you find a good spot for the rattlesnake plant, it will unfurl new growth and show you just how happy it is. This plant loves humidity and warm spots that get bright indirect light, but not direct sun. It's recommended that these plants get misting every few days to simulate humidity, or have a humidifier run near this plant if possible, as the Calathea family can be susceptible to crispy leaves. The plant will want watering more often during the spring and summer as it grows, as it will want to stay moist but not soaked. This can be cut back during the winter to watering only when the top dries out. This plant can also be sensitive to hard water and minerals in tap water, so try to use distilled water for watering and misting. Number 6. Zamiya coques xamiafolia, or ZZ plant. The low-maintenance ZZ plant will be one of the easiest yet pleasing houseplants you get. If you admit that you don't have a green thumb, this cute houseplant may be a great place to start to bring some liveliness to your home. The ZZ plant grows tall stems from which its vivid, shiny, deep green leaves emerge. It's so simple and elegant, with a waxy coating that you might mistake for a plastic plant. And it's not far off in terms of requirements. The ZZ plant will prefer bright, indirect light, but will tolerate low levels of light and still grow perfectly fine. It can take some indirect light, but you will want to pay attention to its leaves to ensure they aren't yellowing or curling, which indicates it is getting too much light. This plant will want sparsely watered, only once its soil has completely dried. Watering frequency may depend on the amount of sunlight it gets, requiring less water the less sunlight it gets. It will want well-draining soil with a drainage hole for excess water. For the ZZ plant, forgetting to water it is much better than overwatering. The plant does grow on the slower side, but it will thrive and be happy with very little, making it a great houseplant. Number 5. Chlorophytium comosum, or spider plant. This common houseplant is straightforward and adaptable, and it may even produce some plant pups for you to share the love. The spider plant is wonderfully easy, with thin green or green and vertically striped white foliage, and tends to be a favorite as a hanging houseplant. If given the right care and conditions, these plants will produce pups, or spiderettes, that hang down and can be propagated as new spider plants. The spider plant will want well-draining soil and will want to dry out between waterings. Each watering cycle, they will want a good soak, but it is best to have a drainage hole so that any excess can freely escape and prevent root rot. Bright, indirect light to moderate light will allow this plant to thrive. Number 4. Ficus elastica, or rubber tree. For a simpler houseplant that doesn't compromise on stunning foliage, the rubber tree is hard to beat. The rubber tree comes in a few varieties in which the leaves are different shades, including a variegated pink or white speckling on different shades of green, deep purplish green colored leaves variety, and a variety with a bright green color. Any of these variations are a beautiful addition to your home and require little in the way of maintenance. This tropic native will want bright, indirect light, or it can handle direct morning light with a bright light the rest of the day. If you want a variegated rubber tree, you may need to ensure it gets more light to keep that lighter variegated pattern. This plant will also want to completely dry out between waterings, so check that the top few inches of soil feel dry before watering. Number 3. Sansevieria Zelanica, or snake plant. The snake plant is a resilient houseplant that can rejuvenate any area of your home. The snake plant is a common houseplant and instantly recognizable from its firm, sword-shaped foliage. This plant is arguably one of the least fussy of all houseplants, and is perfect if you want to put it in the corner to perk up the area and forget about it. The snake plant prefers bright, indirect sunlight, but will tolerate full sun and shaded or low-light areas. The plant is native to tropical areas, so it will prefer warmer conditions, no lower than about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. These hardy plants will want well-draining soil, and they do well in sandier soil or perlite mixed soil to help avoid too much moisture. These plants are very slow growers, so don't be alarmed if you don't notice much change over a few months. Number 2. Apiprem nemorium, or golden pothos. Golden pothos is the ultimate beginner's houseplant, and you will love watching its vines grow. Pothos are the perfect trailing plant to spruce up any small space. While these plants do not always have the most vivacious foliage, they will push new leaves out relatively quickly, considering they're as low maintenance as houseplants get, making them one of the ultimate beginner's houseplant. The most common varieties of the golden pothos, which shows variegated light green and yellow colors on its deep green leaves if given enough light. But others include the marble queen, neon, silver satin, and glacier pothos. While the golden pothos prefers bright indirect light, it will tolerate low light and shaded areas. So really, anywhere that does not get intense direct light, as this makes their leaves get burnt and crispy. In terms of watering, these plants will want their soil to completely dry out before given a drink. The Pothos plant will also want well-draining soil and given fertilizer every few months. Number 1. Philodendron cultivars, or Prince of Orange. The Prince of Orange is as stunning as it is easy to care for, making it the ultimate houseplant. There is a reason that philodendrons have been all the craze lately. This genus of plants produces a variety of beautiful foliage and requires minimal attention. While I focus on the spunky and colorful Prince of Orange plant, there are plenty of low-maintenance philodendron varieties that are beloved by houseplant enthusiasts, such as the Pink Princess, Philodendron erubescens, Lacy Tree, Philodendron sellum, and Heartleaf plant, Philodendron helicinum. The Prince of Orange gets its name from the stunning red-orange color that the newest leaf emerges with, which then fades to green as the leaf matures. It will show its happiness by pushing out new leaves when given bright, indirect light, fertilizer each month when growing over the spring and summer, and well-draining soil such as a perlite mix. This beauty will only need to be watered when the top couple of inches of soil dries out, as the plant will want to completely dry out each time. Another perk of this philodendron is that it will neither tail nor grow tall like a tree, but rather will stay short and wide, about 2 feet tall and 2 feet wide, making it a great houseplant to fill out space and bring some color to the room. If you liked our video, be sure to click like and subscribe for more HowExpert Top 10 videos for all topics from A to Z in the future. Also, let us know what other celebrity or any topic that you want us to do a HowExpert Top 10 video in the future in the comments below. Thank you, have an amazing day, and take care. HowExpert publishes quick how-to guides on all topics from A to Z by everyday experts. Visit HowExpert.com to learn more.